What's going on, NBA fans worldwide? My name is David Delano. This is Rockets Daily, brought to you by Fan Arch. I'm recording this on Tuesday, October 21st. Few hours before the season tips off officially, 2025-2026 season. Opening game between the Houston Rockets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. When a lot of you guys are watching this, that game may already be over, and I promise you, on the next episode of Rockets Daily, we will be recapping this game. Check out Monday's episode where I did do a preview of the opening night game against the Oklahoma City Thunder, along with gave my official prediction for the game on Tuesday, along with some props, and I will go ahead and recap those at the end here. But even if you're watching this, whether you're watching this before the game, after the game, this is not going to be a super time-sensitive episode. I am going to get into some season predictions for the Houston Rockets, including the season win total. I want to go ahead and give my official prediction on the season win total for your Houston Rockets. I know I talked about this early on in the offseason. We had a lot of time, a lot of things to talk about. These numbers first dropped, and we were seeing 56.5 wins, and I asked you guys, and most of you guys, I understand Rockets fans, and also, I mean, this team is good. A lot of you guys were going over. Some people were saying even over 60 wins. I was looking at that 56.5, and I was thinking, and a lot of times these odds makers, they're sharp. You got to also think about, injuries, end of the season, how you think things will play out, things will matter or not, meaningless games, back-to-back spots, all of those things. And when I looked at the schedule initially, I looked at the schedule before looking at the number, and I was thinking, okay, I see 54, 55 wins. And this was, we did this probably in August. Mid-August, late August, the schedule came out. And I saw the win total was 56.5. So I said I was going to lean under. I was going to go with the under. But now that the season is tipping off, we've had numbers change. We've had the injury to Fred VanVleet. We've had training camp. We've had some preseason basketball to watch. So I'm going to go ahead and give my official season win total for the Rockets. All right, so first of all, these odds on the screen, I know it's a lot of teams. Basically, these odds are going to be courtesy of BetMGM. All of these odds are going to be every team, according to BetMGM, that is projected to have a winning season. So you see all the way down there with the Dallas Mavericks and Boston Celtics, with the projected win totals, with the Mavericks there at 41.5. You've got the Oklahoma City Thunder projected to be the number one team in the NBA, defending champs, of course. No surprise there. You see their win total projected at 62.5. You see the Cleveland Cavaliers second there at 56.5. And then you've got a little bit of a cluster there with the Denver Nuggets, the New York Knicks, the Houston Rockets, and the Orlando Magic in that 53.5 for Denver and New York, 52.5 for the Rockets, 51.5 for the Magic, and then down to the Clippers and the Timberwolves at 49.5. Let's touch on ESPN. They did on, and these can vary a little bit. ESPN Bet has it at 53.5. They projected that the Rockets are going to go under 53.5 wins. Basically, ESPN's writing, they said the Rockets lost Fred VanVleet for the season with an ACL tear, leaving Amin Thompson, Reed Shepard, Aaron Holiday, and Josh Okogie to shoulder the backcourt. Even with Kevin Durant at age 37 added, his injury history limits consistency, and he's averaged just 49 games per season over the last 5 years. Combined with limited bench scoring, it's hard to see the Rockets matching last year's 52 wins. Expect them more as a play-in team than a division contender. More of a play-in team than a division contender. I'm going to say that one more time like I'm Dr. Umar Johnson. Considered more of a play-in team than a midseason contender by Andre Schellings and Eric Moody. When was this written? October 17th, 2025. So we've got a recent article here with the Rockets season win total. And I understand that the Western Conference is strong, and I was seeing 56 and a half, 55 and a half. The odds makers overall with these sports books, they're projecting at that loss to Fred VanVleet about 3 or 4 games. And I'm going to tell you guys, as somebody who's not, or I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to be a Rockets glazer on here. I'm gonna call it how I see it. I'm going to go over 52 and a half wins, and I'm not just saying that to tell you what you want to hear, but I like the over 52 and a half. I still think 54, 55 wins is where I see this ultimately coming. I understand those points. I think that this bench, though, is a lot deeper than they're expecting. Tonight, in Oklahoma City Thunder opening game, we're looking at Jabari Smith Jr., Hammond Thompson, Şengün, Steven Adams to be in the starting lineup along with Kevin Durant. No one under 6'7", and that 6'7". I'm sorry, I got kids, man. Nobody under 6'7" in that starting lineup. I apologize, but better than when we were walking around when we were growing up with WWE and all of the stuff that we were repeating, right? Let the kids have their 6'7", but no one under 6'7" in the starting lineup. I like the over 52 and a half wins. I don't think the Rockets are going to be a playing team, man. I question, Denver Nuggets, Oklahoma City Thunder. I get it, if you want to put them as the top 2 teams in the West, but I do think that the Rockets are going to be, I'm going to say probably third in the Western Conference during the regular season. We're going to go over 52 and a half wins for the Rockets. You can go ahead and put me down for that one officially. Now, let's go ahead and look at some awards here beyond just the the season win total. So, NBA Coach of the Year odds here. You'll see Jamal Mosley number 1 there for the Orlando Magic. You've got Quinn Snyder with the Hawks second. And now we've got JB Bickerstaff with the Pistons is third. And Ime Udoka plus 1,400. Basically means $100 wager. Profits you $1,400. Fourth. I actually think with the injury to Fred VanVleet that Udoka has a little bit of a better chance to win this. Before the injury, a lot of people, even here, and I'm not mad at you for it, saying Rockets are going to win the championship. Rockets are going to win 60 games. Rockets are going to be number 1 in the Western Conference, number 1 in the NBA. But when you have those type of expectations, it's hard to be, Coach of the Year, because if you're expecting a team to win 63 games and then they win 54 games, it's going to look at a disappointment. But when we see things like this, ESPN saying, there's a lot of talk out there, and we've talked about this backcourt often, Rockets not really having a true point guard. Now, it's ESPN saying that the Rockets are going to be more of a play-in team. Well, this leaves the door really open for Udoka as far as Coach of the Year, because you have to exceed expectations to win awards like that. So, got Udoka there, and you can see the rest of the list overall. Got Mike Brown with the Knicks, Tyronn Lue, and the list goes on there. Now, beyond that, also, odds to win NBA Most Improved Player. Amin Thompson now the favorite overall to win Player of the Year at plus 1,000. Really, this is showing you with the Most Improved Player award that it's really wide open when you could get plus 1,000 odds on the favorite with Amin Thompson there. And then we've got Reed Shepherd on the list as well, coming in about 10th there at plus 3,000. So got a couple Rockets there in the top, at the top there, top 10, with the odds for Most Improved Player award. And I can't disagree with Amin Thompson being the favorite in that category. All right, got to do it. NBA Finals prediction. What are we going to do here for the NBA Finals prediction? Am I going to give in to the hometown here for the podcast? Am I going to piss everybody off? What are we going to do? NBA Finals prediction. First of all, let's go ahead and look at the NBA Finals odds. And you guys can look up the odds as far as Western Conference, Eastern Conference. We've talked about the Western Conference, of course. Eastern Conference, it doesn't really affect the Rockets unless go all the way there. So obviously you've got the Oklahoma City Thunder plus 240. They are the favorite. Denver Nuggets right now, second best odds. These are all according to BetMGM. Cleveland Cavaliers third. New York Knicks fourth. Minnesota Timberwolves fifth. So the Houston Rockets are sixth, with the Los Angeles Lakers seventh and Orlando Magic are eighth. So obviously with the Fred VanVleet injury, the Rockets have taken a hit in the market. But it really depends how you look at that. So yes, it means that the Rockets less is expected, but it does mean if you are a wagering woman or man that you can get more on your return. And also a position that I like to be in. I don't really like being in the spot where everyone is talking about how great the Rockets are. And how this team is going to win 65 games and be the number one team in the NBA, already looking great in the preseason, and just wire to wire. I mean, there's always going to be adversity. I would rather have a little bit doubted. So I'm going to officially tell you what is going to be my NBA Finals prediction. I'm going to take the Rockets to win it all. I'm going to do you one better. We're going to go with a repeat of the... we're going to go with a repeat here of the 95 NBA Finals. And I'm going to go with an exact outcome here. We're going to go with the Houston Rockets to defeat the Orlando Magic. I'm taking Orlando out the East and Houston out the West. Those are going to be my predictions overall there. And if you are one to wager on things like this on BetMGM, $10 wager would profit you $500. $20 wager would profit you $1,000. So $20 to get you back $1,000, and $20 over on BetMGM right now if you take that. So that's going to be my official prediction. Is going to be the Houston Rockets to win the NBA Finals. I've been thinking Orlando. This really isn't a platform to talk about the Eastern Conference a whole lot, but I think Orlando is going to be that sleeper team. The Cleveland Cavaliers look great, but they've dealt with a lot of injuries. I do think Alonzo Ball is going to be strong over there in Cleveland, replacing Ty Jerome, but still have injury issues there. Darius Garland dealing with health issues coming into the season. Evan Mobley, they ran into it with their big three last year. Well, really big four. Donovan Mitchell, for the most part, was healthy. Both Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, and Darius Garland ran into issues. New York Knicks with Mike Brown, great coach, but I don't necessarily like the turnover there. I think the Knicks are going to be good, but I don't think they're going to go to the finals. Obviously, a lot of things going on with Boston, with Jason Tatum out. A lot of big trades made there. Parting with Holiday and Porzingis. Detroit Pistons, I don't think that they're ready yet. Milwaukee Bucks, a lot of things going on there. I'm going to go with the Orlando Magic. And then in the West, I really was thinking I was going to go with the Denver Nuggets, but I like what I'm seeing from Houston. I really do. And I think that Şengün is going to surprise people, be top 10 in the MVP voting. I'm going with the Rockets, man. I'm going to go with the Rockets to defeat the Orlando Magic in the NBA Finals. And you guys may be watching this, if you are catching this before the Rockets and Thunder game. I gave out these predictions yesterday. Lines move, but we were ahead of this early. It took the Rockets at plus 7.5. Means that Houston has to keep it within 7 points. They can't lose by 8 or more. And then for my player props over there on Dabble, we got Reed Shepard with more than 1.5 turnovers. We got Şengün with more than, it actually dropped to 14, but we're locked in at 15.5, more than 15.5 assists plus rebounds. And also with Hartenstein to go ahead with more than 20 points plus rebounds on the Oklahoma City Thunder side. Those are my official predictions for opening day along with the season. So of course we'll see what happens. The Rockets, win this whole thing. End of the year was like nobody counted on us. No one believed in us after Fred went down. Well, going on record right now saying I think we're going to win the chip. Let me know your NBA Finals predictions. We're going over. That was also on there. We're going to go over officially, over 52.5 wins for the Rockets and to beat the Magic in the NBA Finals. Thanks so much for watching Rockets Daily. I'm David Delano. Be safe out there, and thanks so much for watching.